Texas roots, where my heart belongs, where my heart belongs. Take me back to South Texas roots.
What's up, guys? Welcome back to another episode. If you know me, I am a frugal person when it comes to spending money on certain things. And with this house build, I am trying to save every penny I can. You've noticed I've done tongue and groove walls in each of the bedroom, bathroom, and the living space out in the living room. I'm trying to use all the material that I have left over. I had about 12 footers left over. So what I'm doing now is using some of the leftovers for this room over here. This is my laundry room. The majority of this will be covered up by the washer and dryer, but you should still be able to see all around the sides of it. So I'm going in, just finishing up this section. I think I went through 2 boards so far, so I should probably end up having about 1 left over. And I think I just kind of spruce up this little room a little bit. I'll be 100% honest. I did the majority of the drywall in here myself, and not everything went in super smooth, not everything went in super even. There is a tiny bow right here in the middle, and I'm trying to hide that a little bit, which really doesn't matter anyways because the washer and dryer is going to cover pretty much this entire room. But I figured if I went ahead and added in the tongue and groove, 1, it'll help accent the rest of the house, and 2, it'll help kind of hide the bow in the wall a little bit. I'll go back in and I'll caulk where the boards meet the drywall, and then I'm going to go in with some trim later on, and that'll take care of all that. You probably won't even notice. So you can see back here a little bit. I can stick a little bit of my finger back on this section, mainly about a foot section right here is where it kind of bowed in a little bit. So I'm having to pre-cut everything, measure every board. Every board has been a little bit different, so I'm just trying to do my best to cover this up. And at the end of the day, like I said, you probably won't even know. I don't even have to tell you this stuff. I'm just trying to be honest with you guys. When you're a DIYer, not everything goes smooth. As y'all saw in the last video, I messed up when I was framing my doors, and no, I did not settle. I saw a comment on that, kind of, I don't know why somebody said I would settle for that, and then it's going to bite me in the butt later on. I looked it up online, the ADA, the American Disability Act, and it says the minimum requirement for a wheelchair is 32 inches all the way up to 44 inches is what they recommend for wheelchairs. So it will fit in. I'm still hoping that it'll be a very long time before I go back or have to be in a wheelchair. Right now I do use crutches to get around when I don't have my prosthetic on, but wanted to point that stuff out. I'm not settling on this house. I'm doing my best, and sometimes not everything goes as planned, and you have to adjust to it and do the best that you can. So that's exactly what I did with the doors. And then over here, like I said, I'm not a contractor. I'm not a professional builder, obviously, so things are going to go wrong. And like I said, I'm showing you some of the mistakes that I make. Not everybody's going to show you when they mess up on certain things, and that's what I'm doing on this channel, showing you when I do good and when I do bad. And unfortunately, that wall in there had a little bow in it, and that's exactly how I'm trying to fix it. So if you remembered, I had a bunch of that tongue and groove here in the hallway. It's just taking up space, not being used, and I was trying to think just different things that I can use around the house that's left over and where I could use them. I still have these 4x4 cedar posts. I need to do a lot of things, honestly, but you can see up top, I just have that one brace. I need to get the ones that go at an angle on both sides. That's what that wood was for, just never got around to it. So I don't know if I'll end up doing that in today's video or not, but if you watch the side channel STR Talks, Mom and I went into town yesterday to get some parts. Their skylights are leaking on their house, so we were getting stuff to fix that. I also picked up a few other things. I picked up a 1x6. These cabinets here in the kitchen, they did not come with the kick plate. So you can see down at the bottom, you can still see the unfinished wood down there. I'm looking at probably a 4-foot strip, and then there's another strip over here. It's about 1 foot wide. So that's what I'm going to use, that 1x6 on this video. I'll go in with my table saw, cut it to length, paint it and put it in, and then it should make this look a lot more finished in here. So that's what I got going on today. We'll check back in here in a little bit. This tongue and groove does take a minute going back and forth. I have to go outside, cut it, come back in, measure, cut it over and over, and it's just a lot of going back and forth. So basically that's what it looks like now. We'll check back in once I'm done. All right, guys, well, I got it completed. Now I'm going to go back in and just caulk along the top and both sides, try to fill in the gaps, and then eventually I'll go back in with some trim work once again, and you won't even be able to notice that there was a little bow in the wall. So with that being said, it's time to start caulking. Got to put this thing on low speed up top because the crack up here is not that big, and I don't want to have to waste a bunch of this. Always carry a little wet towel. Be able to wipe my hands, keep them clean. And then also if I get it on the board where I don't want it, I can go back in and wipe it off. This top board really doesn't matter. Like I said, it's going to have trim work over the top of it. So technically I don't really need to worry about it too much, but I'll just go ahead and clean it up since you guys are sitting there watching. Once again, I'll say this until I'm blue in the face. This is probably one of the better items that I bought for this house, the tool. It's just basically a battery powered caulk gun and saves my hand a lot from having to squeeze over and over. And once again, you can do the different settings depending on how big of an area you need to fill in. Like I said, down here, right here in the middle where the wall bows, there's a little bit bigger gap than there is up top. So I'll start with a slow speed, work my way down to about here, and then I'll raise up the speed a little bit and go from there. All right, so there you have it. I think it looks a little bit better than it did before. This was all just leftover wood once again. Went back in, caulked everything. Need to go back in, mud over all the screw holes, and then this room will be ready to vent out for my dryer. I'll just cut a hole out the side of the house over here to vent out the hot air. And then we already have all the hookups and everything ready to go for the washer and for the dryer. So basically a little bit left for this room to do, and then I got to go back in and trim out the doorway here. There's not actually going to be a door on here. I'm going to have it just open. I plan on doing a lot of laundry, and then once again I decided to have it face my bedroom rather than facing the bathroom, just so it'd be easier just to do my laundry and take it straight to my closet over there. But I think it'll look a lot better once I trim out the doorways, and then like I said, just do finishing touches and everything, and it'll come out real good, real nice, and pretty budget friendly for that. Same thing over here in the closet. I need to go in, mud the back wall, and then put some trim work around the doorway. I'm not gonna have a door on that as well. At least for now, I'm not. I may put some bifold doors on later on, but I think for now I'm just gonna keep it open. So what do you think, Tuck? Huh? What do you think, you big baby? You too, you big baby? Hmm? I don't know what these dogs would do if they didn't have each other. Tucker's a pretty good older brother to her. He lets her beat up on him. Get him, Tuck. Get him. All right, that's enough of that. So anyways, now that I got that room completed, I'm gonna go ahead and try to fix this kick plate over here once again, or make a kick plate for it. Should be a pretty simple, straightforward thing. Just cut the board to length, trim it up a little bit, paint it, shoot it in, and it should change the look over there, making this look a lot more completed and being one step closer to getting this house completed. Alrighty, first things first, I'm gonna measure this direction. Looks like 42 1/4. By looks like I'm gonna go ahead and do 4 inches tall. It's a little bit over it, but I'm gonna make sure that I have just a small little gap at the bottom, and I think that should take care of that side over there. Once I get that side cut and shot in, then I'll measure the other side over here, butt it all up. I'll put some painter's tape down on the cement next to it and then get it all painted in. That way I can clear up the little nail holes that are on there. But I need to go in and trim up the shims as well. They're sticking out, as you can see right here. There's one there and one over here. So I'll get my cutter out, cut those as well, and get this thing installed and be one step closer to getting this kitchen done. All right, so I got everything cut to length. I'm going to fit it in nice and tight. There we go. Just shoot it in. All right, so I got that one nice and snug now. Next thing to do is to measure this other side. Looking at about 15.5 inches by 4 inches tall. I'll get that one cut, we'll get it installed. I'll put my painter's tape down, get it all painted in, and we should be good to go. All right, so it's kind of crazy that it didn't come with the kick plate already, but I looked on Lowe's, and the one specifically for these cabinets, I think for one board that was 8 foot long, they wanted like $40. I said, I'm not doing that, I'll just make my own. So save myself a lot of money doing this myself, going in, painting it, and it should match everything pretty close. Get that one set in there. I'll have to shim this corner a little just to make everything match up. If I can. Not a lot of room to work with. All right, I think that'll work. Something like that. We'll shoot it in. Get that shim out. Like I said, I'll go back in with some painter's tape, get it painted, and we're ready to rock and roll. And yes, I know I probably could have painted it first and then installed it, but whatever, it doesn't take long to do this. Everybody does stuff different. Alright, got that down. Now I gotta go find my paint and see if I have any extra paint brushes, and sorry if my booty was sticking out. Not even doing plumber's work. Alright, whatever. Alright, leftover white paint from other projects. I have a little sponge brush. Nothing to it but to do it. Have to do a couple of coats. It's white paint. Y'all know how that goes. Wish I had a smaller, thinner one, but it is what it is. Y'all get the idea of what I'm going for. I'm going to go ahead and continue painting this, get this all done, and then I'll show you guys the finished product once again. Alright guys, there's the finished product. I think it ties it all in. Once again, I need to go back in, take all the plastic off all the outside of the cabinets. And I wanted to say thank you once again to the viewers who had sent some stuff for the kitchen. You guys are over the top nice. I cannot thank you enough. The majority of my budget goes into building this house, and it's very much appreciated. You guys are getting a little bit of the weight lifted off my shoulder, and I know you guys appreciate the videos, and I appreciate you guys for watching and not only sending stuff, liking, subscribing, commenting, all that good stuff. It's just a nice surprise when there's something that's in the mail. And I did look, and there's more packages that are on the way, it says. So you guys were once again over the top nice, and this package that came in today did not have a name on it, so thank you to whoever sent this stuff. And then one of the previous viewers who had sent some of the pots and pans sent the rest of the package with it. So here's the remaining pots that went with the set. Very much appreciated. You know who you are. Then I got this in today, a nice knife set. You know I'm going to get some use out of this. Very nice. I like how it's got the stainless steel on the outside, matte black, matches the kitchen. Speaking of matte black, I didn't even know they made matte black silverware. Check that out, that's pretty cool. Got a whole set, 2 knives, 2 spoons, 2 forks. And then I got a stack of cutting boards as well, which you can never have too many cutting boards. I can use these for pretty much anything. So I have this full set of silverware. I got that full set of silverware. My goodness, you guys were over the top nice, and I cannot be more grateful for it. Like I said, some of the days are better than others down here with everything going on, and this is definitely a pick-me-up. Not only that, once again, somebody had sent me a full-on set of utensils. There's more utensils down in here. I have the stove cover over here. I have underneath the sink the rubber mat that goes down there that a viewer sent. You guys were over the top, and once again, I very much appreciate it. There was also some handles for the cabinet doors. Unfortunately, I'd already put some on, but I have these as well, which I'm going to use on other projects. So once again, I just wanted to tell you guys thank you for all this stuff. You don't have to do this. It's very nice of you, and it definitely put a smile on my face. So with that being said, hope you guys enjoyed the video. The kitchen is slowly coming together, but the thing is, it is coming together, and hopefully next week I'll be able to put a dishwasher in here and not have to hand wash dishes anymore. So very much appreciate you guys for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I will catch you on the next one. Peace.
Take me back to South Texas roots, where my heart belongs, where my heart belongs. Take me back to South Texas roots.